Sonic has become a big part of my gaming life. And of course, Sega. Sega and Sonic Team made a lot of good Sonic games until we had Labyrinth, Drift, Shuffle, 06, Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric, and Forces.
Whoa! Chaos! Sonic, help me!
Moving on. In this video, I'm not talking about Sonic. That would happen in the future. On Sonic's Ultimate Genesis collection, I played Golden Axe, Streets of Rage, Shinobi, Space Harrier, Bonanza Bros, and more. But there is one game that caught my eye. A game that I love. A shining star that saved the solar system from the forces of evil. Today, I'm going to tell you the history of Ristar and why it's one of my most favorite games of all time. And why do I love it so much? The history behind Ristar is really interesting and awesome in my opinion. This part will be a fun fact about another character and the main reason why Ristar was created. In 1992, it all started when Yuji Naka, head of Sonic Team, recalled an idea for a design of a character, making a mascot for Sega. Here's what Yuji Naka said. At first we used a character that looked like a rabbit with ears, that could extend and pick up objects. As the game got faster and faster, we needed to come up with a special characteristic to give our character some power over his enemies. I remembered a character I had thought about years ago, who could roll himself into a ball and slam into enemies. Hedgehogs can roll themselves into a ball, so we decided to go from a rabbit to a hedgehog. This explains Sonic's alternate design. Before Sonic, his name was Mr. Needlemouse. 3 years later, the game starred the same rabbit character, who was developed separately from Sonic. The character eventually became a prototype named Field. However, it didn't last long, so they removed his ears. The arms are the only limbs that the character can extend. He got several names. Sonic Team gave the character the name Ristar. In the Western version, the name went from Ristar the Shooting Star to Deckstar, and finally, the title we all know, Ristar. Though, in the Mega Drive version, it still has the Shooting Star in the title. The game takes place in the 7-planet Voldy system. An evil space pirate, Kaiser Greedy, has made the planet's leaders obey him. There is one hero who can stop him, a shooting star named the Legendary Hero. But sadly, he failed. The Legendary Hero was captured by Greedy. A desperate plea of help is made. The distress call is answered by the Legendary Hero's son, Ristar. He is the Voldy system's last hope to rescue his father, save all 7 planets, and defeat Greedy once and for all. I love this game to death. I really do. It kind of reminds me of Dynamite Heady. Your objective is to complete 2 acts and you'll reach the boss. Just like other video games, defeat the boss and you'll go to the next planet. To attack enemies, you have to grab them and Ristar will perform a headbutt. Also, you can hold the action button when you grab an enemy if you want to see them struggle to get out of your grasp. Or hold onto flying enemies to fly throughout the level for shortcuts or chests. In my first playthrough, there is one obstacle I can't pass. The third part of the puzzle section on Planet Scorch. It reminds me of Samantha Says in Black Ops Zombies. Never doing that again. On some levels, there are poles for you to grab onto. Not just to gain momentum and traverse through the level, you can also gain speed. On every level, you'll stumble upon stars. If you grab a star, your health increases. The limitation of the stars are 4. If you take damage, one of your stars will be gone. If you lose all of them, the last star will hit Ristar in the face, knocking him out cold. Of course, you'll see an item that looks like Ristar. Get it and you'll earn an extra life. Or get 30,000 if I remember. Also, if you gain enough speed from the pole, you'll become a shooting star, making you invincible, and maybe become the fastest thing alive. Or pinball. My favorite levels are Planet Flora, Undertow, Sonata, and Greedy's Castle. What makes the game so fun in my opinion is the boss rush. I've done the bonus levels and I think they're good. I haven't beat them all though, but I'll try it sometime. There are some details within the levels that I like. The enemy in the background throwing bombs at you, Ristar sweating in Planet Scorch, Ristar making a small snowman in Planet Fleon, Ristar dancing to Dee-Doo-Dah. I love this! Every second of it. The levels look so beautiful too. I would sit down and look at the details of the levels to understand what is happening on the planet. The voting system looks so cool as well. Planet Greedy is the best out of all of them. I mean, you can see the castle from here. All in all, what I think about gameplay, especially level design, it's astonishing. I love it. Man, let me tell you, what gets me to love this game even more is the soundtrack. I can tell you a lot about the soundtrack, but all I can say is that the music is outstanding. Forest Act 1 and 2 music brings happiness. Undertow Act 1 is calm, but Act 2 gets me every time. It's like the present version of Title Tempest Zone and DA Garden on the Sonic CD Japanese soundtrack. Those songs get me every time. There's Planet Scorch, which represent anxiety, fear, chaos, and rage. dee-doo-dah also represents happiness, but what I feel is hope. And theme of Kaiser, Greedy's theme. It reminds me of Death Adder's theme song. Why exactly? The tension. I love the soundtrack, and that is what makes me love this game to death. I can just sit back, relax, and let the music flow through me. The bosses are really cool. Every time I complete Act 2, I get hyped to fight the boss. And the music really helps. Once I get far enough, the music changed. Let me tell you, the music slaps. I know that I finished talking about the soundtrack from Ristar and comparing it to the soundtrack from other games, but I can't help it. The tension helps, man. Alright, now back to topic. Riho, or Riho, possesses the planet Elder, using his attacks against Ristar. Plus, he's the first enemy we see attacking one of the planet's denizens in the game's intro. And he's also in the background in Florid Act 2. Hitting him will make the boss descend, and the last hit will make Riho fall, allowing you to hit him. Hitting him 3 times will turn Riho into a black orb and bounce off with the screen. Osat, aka Hammerhead, slams his head on the walls to send rocks to the water. Send a couple of barracudas to attack you, and drop the jellyfish mines. Hitting Osat will make him hit one of the drains. Hitting him 4 times will make him flop around the arena and tumble to the ground. Hit him again and he'll flop around once more and get stuck in one of the drains. Adahan, aka Knuckles the Bull, will do a dirt or dust wave and claw you. Once you hit him, he will dig and attack you from underground. Like Knuckles. When he comes back, he will do the same attacks. Hitting him again will make him dig once more. This time, the ground will shake and become destroyed, making you fall, Tekken style. Adahan will attack. You have to hit him so you can stop falling. Adahan's armor's pieces will fall to the ground, showing you what he really looks like. Oh, how adorable. He will do the wave attack again, but you don't take damage. Hit him one more time and he'll be defeated. And his parents will pick him up. I would love to talk about the other bosses, but I gotta keep it short. Greedy is one of the main bosses I struggle with. Every time I die, I feel like I got 1 or 2 more hits. What makes it worse, of course? The music. And I love it. I tried many times to beat him, but failed. Until later on, I finally beat him. The planet will somehow be destroyed, and everyone would evacuate. Seeing the planet die is cool though. Like Sonic CD, Ristar rarely speaks, and that's okay. I don't have a lot to say about the voice acting. All I can say is that Ristar's voice is adorable. Before I even started writing the script for this video, I searched for the voice lines, and lucky to know, I found them. The voices are kinda audible. I will put on the captions for you to understand what he's saying.
Hi everybody. Come on. Hasta la vista, baby. Play with me. Come on.
We all know that most video games have 2 or more endings. Ristar has 2 endings, but you only get one depending on which console. The Japanese version, or the Mega Drive version, the game ends with Greedy and 2 of his underlings, Anonymous and Uranum, stranded on a deserted planet, with Ristar appearing in space, while Greedy simply stares at it. The American version, or the Genesis version, Ristar is reunited with his father once again. Even though I told you the endings from 2 consoles, it doesn't stop there. There are a lot of different things added on the Mega Drive and Genesis. I am not going to show them all, but the ones that I wanted to show you. First will be Ristar. Mega Drive, he's happy. Genesis, he's angry. Next area screen, Doody Da, Eli Kiki introduction, Itamor, the game's intro. The Genesis version tells the player that Greedy is taking over the Valdi system and kidnapped the legendary hero. And at the end, Ristar and his father are finally reunited. However, the Mega Drive version did not tell the story what is going on. It rather shows it. When the villager pleads for help, the game shows a character we don't recognize. Orito, Ristar's mother. In the beginning, the legendary hero was never mentioned, nor was seen in the end. With that, it leaves me thinking and asking more questions. And yes, this is really crazy and really stupid to ask, but still, which version is canon? Is Orito the second legendary hero? Does the father even exist? Who knows? It's sad to say this. There is no sequel or prequel. What's the legendary hero's story? What's Orito's story? What's Greedy's story? It's all a mystery. The sad part is that for 26 years, Ristar never had a sequel. What will happen to Greedy? Will he do it all over again, and this time, Ristar and his father or mother will save the planets again, together? We may never know. Sadly, the game didn't sell a lot, due to the Sega Saturn being released on January 22nd, 2021. Alex Kidd got a remake. It gave me hope that Ristar might get a sequel, but come to no avail, we never had any updates about it. But I still have hope. All we had to do is wait. Just like any character from Sega, Ristar becomes a cameo in different games. Shenmue 1 and 2, Sega Gaga, Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. The first time I saw his cameo was Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transform. I was hoping for him to be a playable character on the DLC. Of course, it didn't happen. But I'm glad that he still be remembered. In In October 2012, Ristar was listed by GameSpot as an example of lost video games of the 1990s that deserve to return in the future. I 100% agree with that. Plus, he almost replaced Sonic to be the new mascot of Sega. Remember Phil? In the Sonic universe, he's a rabbit. In the Ristar universe, he's, well, a star, kinda. The cameos, positive feedback, gameplay, story, and soundtrack. Ristar's legacy will remain alive, and surprisingly, it still is to this day. We may never know if he's gonna be mentioned by Sega in the future. Me, as a fan, would love to hear that. I've been a Sonic fan for 12 years. Every time I play the game, listen to the soundtrack, and draw him, I will never forget my first time playing. It really shocked me about everything. Me playing the Sonic games a lot, and playing Ristar for the first time, and I never knew what was going on. It plays like Sonic, it looks like a Sonic game, but come to find out to see that Sonic team created this astonished me. That is why Ristar is one of my most favorite games of all time. That is why I love the game so much.